certain occupations are, say, somebody is a carpet maker, or someone is using more of like, skills, motor skills or cognitive skills in day-to-day life. It can be like a farmer, it can be like somebody, as I said, carpet, or it's something like hand weavers, right? So there are a lot of studies that are being, I think, currently conducted, that the weavers of India, will they have less of dementia? But it is not, see, that's what we say, that dementia is very complex. It is not just one thing. Say there is a weaver who has been doing a very cognitive skill. So weaving is of course motor skill also. At the same time, it is a cognitive skill, choosing the colors, which patterns. So everything is like very intricate brain activity, which contributes to cognitive well-being or cognitive benefits. But there, if a person is having that kind of, if a weaver is having a bad diabetes or hypertension or stroke or head injury, that can lead to dementia. So there is not one particular reason that we can say that, okay, weaver will not get it. So occupation will definitely help in positive way, but it is not like it will completely, remove the chances of somebody having a dementia, because dementia comes with so many different aspects. It is because of so many different reasons.
Sir asked, how does poverty and social inequality maybe affect dementia?
Okay, so it'll be very wrong on my side to say that poverty affects, or illiteracy affects, impacts dementia. It is mainly the inactivity or the poor cognitive well-being that will impact somebody, which can cause dementia. So it is not like poverty. See, in poverty, probably we can say that it is probably the nutrition or other health aspects, NCDs, non-communicable diseases, hypertension, or other things which are not properly diagnosed. So that could be one reason. But it is not like poor people or illiterate people, they will have more of dementia. It is not like that. If they are healthy, if they are cognitively doing well, if they're using their brain to the best of the forms, I think that will definitely help anybody. So earlier it was called a Western world's disease, but it is not so. I think the times have proved it wrong. That even in India, let it be any background, class, or anything, people are susceptible towards dementia. So yeah, it is not like the poverty will impact, but there are other factors of poverty that can impact dementia. I hope that.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I have another short question. I want to ask you now how occupation and cognitive activity can support prevention dementia.
So when we say that the occupation, how it's again that certain occupations are, say, somebody is a carpet maker, or someone is using more of like, skills, motor skills or cognitive skills in day-to-day life. It can be like a farmer, it can be like somebody, as I said, carpet, or it's something like hand weavers, right? So there are a lot of studies that are being, I think, currently conducted, that the weavers of India, will they have less of dementia? But it is not, see, that's what we say, that dementia is very complex. It is not just one thing. Say there is a weaver who has been doing a very cognitive skill. So weaving is of course motor skill also. At the same time, it is a cognitive skill, choosing the colors, which patterns. So everything is like very intricate brain activity, which contributes to cognitive well-being or cognitive benefits. But there, if a person is having that kind of, if a weaver is having a bad diabetes or hypertension or stroke or head injury, that can lead to dementia. So there is not one particular reason that we can say that, okay, viewer will not get it. So occupation will definitely help in positive way, but it is not like it will completely, remove the chances of somebody having a dementia, because dementia comes with so many different aspects also. It is because of so many different reasons. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes, Trishant.
I have one question. I read a article or something, a post about 2 years back saying that if you know more than 4 languages, your chances to get Alzheimer's reduces drastically. Is it true? Like,
Yes, because it's bilingualism, because all the languages will have their own different. That's what I said. Like, when you pick up a new skill or a new thing, your brain is using that kind of the area which has not been used throughout the life. Say you have learned like 4 languages. So language comes with complete different set of their, what do you say, their grammars, their linguists and
pronunciations.
everything.
Yeah,
So
muscle
you are
memory is different.
using different part of your brain throughout every day. But then again, it's the same answer. Like, you are bilingual. Maybe there are people who know 10 languages and they speak every day. But still, if their hypertension, their lifestyle is bad, then it is not balanced. So everything has to be balanced in a way. Yes, bilingualism will contribute to the benefit of like preventive measure, but at the same time, you have to consider the other aspects also, your sleep, your hypertension or diabetes or the other. So it is all combined in one, not just one little thing will be like, yes, it will give you a benefit of it. It will add like, okay, maybe to some extent it will be helpful. But if there are other things, like if there is a stroke or if there is a head injury or something, then it is not, it's not going to be preventable.
One more question. How I wanted to ask if sound plays a role, loud sounds, mellow sounds, how do patients react to that? And does music help? Does it affect, like, help jog
Yeah.
their memory or something?
Okay, so two things here. Sounds, as in like when you say very loud, and we're talking about dementia patients here, people who are
Yeah.
diagnosed with dementia, right? Okay. So loud noise is generally considered as something irritable that can irritate them. So when we talk about environment modification, we always say that make sure that there are not unpleasant sounds. It can be a loud music or it can be continuous music. So when we talk about dementia patient, each individual is very different. Some people might love music. Some people want that music going on throughout the day, but some people are not used to it. So it is a very holistic approach, what we call person-centered approach for each individual. So loud noise can be something like a negative aspect, which is irritated. At the same time, if somebody likes music, someone who had a music as their hobby throughout their life, that will benefit them. That will help to slow down the progression, where because they are enjoying that thing. Everything that happens positive in the dementia interventions will help for a better well-being or the quality of life of the person with dementia. So music therapy, there are two things when we talk about dementia music, right? So when we talk about music therapy, it's a complete different, it's a therapy that a therapist will do. They know how to use the instrument. They will use it for communication, or they will give the instruments to the patient so that they can express themselves. So that is more like a music therapy. Now we play a lot of old songs, or their favorite song, dementia people's favorite songs, if they like it. If somebody has a hobby of music, singing, listening to old songs. So I have, like, at my center, I have people listening to music like NTR or Savitri or Rafi music. So that kind of music they love. That is more reminiscence therapy, recalling the past. So when we talk about music therapy, it can be divided into different
It can give
aspects.
nostalgia.
Yes, it's, yeah, nostalgia, something that, yes, they connect it very well. And if somebody enjoys it or somebody likes music, say someone, I have a live example. Like, I remember this gentleman who used to love, Rafi music, and he used to have a lot of anxiety. So every time he was dropped to the center, so we run a daycare, right? So they used to come in the morning, and then every time he's dropped at the center, he'd be so restless. He'll just pace up and down, and just say that my wife just dropped me here. When is she going to be back? So these are very common things that we see in dementia, where there's a lot of anxiety, separation anxiety, and then there was a wandering. But we knew that he likes music also. He likes other things also. So, and he used to love sketching also. So every time he was getting into that distress mode, we used to quietly put on the music. Okay, we never used to say that, oh, see, we are putting on your music, come and sit. No, no instructions given. Only put on the music, just lay down some sketching material for him. He used to completely, gradually, it used to take 5 minutes, 10 minutes. He used to start humming to that music, start sketching, and forget about that. Okay, he had some sort of a depression, anxiety. So, like that, these therapies help. But then it is like some people like music and some people don't like. They don't like, you can't force them to do it. When you force them to do something that they are not comfortable with, then it will backfire. Then there will be agitation. You have to be, that's why we say person centered care. Each individual is different. They come with their own set of background, liking, disliking. At the same time, their own set of the dementia symptoms. So you have to combine both of it and then work on the therapy.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Jayashree, would you like to ask your question?
Thank you so much, ma'am. It's such a wonderful, the knowledgeable topic you chosen. That is, thank you so much for this sharing of thoughtful all the criteria for the dementia and the Alzheimer. Actually, ma'am, I'm from Orissa.
Yes.
I'm also working in the nursing field. I'm in this working in the School of Nursing. So actually, when the dementia is coming, ma'am, and when we are interact with the old age people, actually in this side, the family already they know that when the old age is coming, it is automatic. The things are forgetting by the old people, and what are the things are happening? We saw that in the old age, but dementia and the Alzheimer is a part of this thing. So how we have to approach and in which way? So like that is as a nursing, we are going and aware the people. Alzheimer is a one of the condition. It is happening in the old age or the dementia. How we have to dealing with the people that we have to aware them. We have to give the health education and all thing. But how in in what in other way also we have to really our education should be thoughtful and the effective we approach that in which way that I want to know that. Like if any repeatedly we do the session or do the awareness program.
Okay, and yes, that's a very, important point that you have hit on. I'm glad that you like the session. Thanks for
Thank you so
attending.
much.
Yes,
Welcome, ma'am.
I hope that it's been very informative for you. So, see, the thing is that, like, nowadays, as I mentioned, that this is not our health priority. Unfortunately, it is not on our policy schemes and everything, right? So,
Yes.
our organization or there are a lot of organizations like this for dementia across country. There are not many, but there are few, and they are working rigorously towards it. So our intention is that the more we give the awareness, it will help, right?
Okay.
Or so if you see in this presentation only, there are so many aspects like how to prevent it, how to
Yes.
manage the old age, how to what is cognitive well-being. So these are
Mhm.
certain aspects that we are trying to promote in the public, general public, so that you know about it. Now, in the same way, like how, say, for NCD cases or for polio or other cases, like it has become a part of it. Like how
Mhm.
in hospitals you walk in and you see so much of knowledge about it. In the
Knowledge.
same way, we have to promote the healthy aging. So not necessary that every elderly will develop memory loss or dementia. It is not
Mhm.
like that. It is like I think the numbers are very different compared to like the elder population. So
Okay.
even in elder population, we have to keep on working on preventive measures and understand
Mhm.
the reversible and irreversible cause. This is not our priority. Like not our
Mhm.
priority, as in this is not the government's priority, but we
Mhm.
can work towards it and we can
Yes.
make it because we really need if the numbers are see in 10 years this 8.8 million has become probably going to double up. So
Yes.
then probably, people might get to it that, okay, we really need the policy or something like that. And there are a lot of organizations working on it. But at this time, what we can do as individuals is that promote the cognitive well-being, healthy aging, generally, right? How we are promoting, like, for other diseases, in the same manner we can do it for it. It will reach out to people, it will help out. So that's how at least we can educate people that cognitive well-being, see, earlier it was like physically eat well, sleep well, like physical health was very important and everybody was concentrating on it. Then came the mental health. In the same way now is the cognitive health, because there's a lot of longevity. People are going to live for long years because of
Yes.
our good maybe nutrition, whatever the reasons. So people, the science says that, the research says that people are living longer. That means we have more old age people. That means we have to concentrate on their well-being, and that's the
Yes.
way we can do. So yeah, I think what we need to do is like promote the cognitive well-being, the brain health. There
Yes.
are a lot of, so for example, in Karnataka, with the NIMHANS, they have initiated the Karnataka Brain Health Initiative. So the government has taken up this initiative and they work a lot on brain health. So it can be for younger population and older population. Kerala has some government initiatives. So like that, maybe each state can pick up something as an initiative for brain health and healthy aging. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I hope.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you.
This is from Miss Usha. My husband has significant hearing loss to wear in his left ear, but doesn't like to wear his hearing aid despite the doctor telling us that it could increase brain loss. How do I convince him?
That is a very interesting question. Thank you, ma'am, for putting this across. And it's also a very challenging thing. So, when we use the hearing aid, there is generally a discomfort for the person. And that is something that's the reason you have to go back to your, from where you got the hearing aid, or to the audiologist who will help you to have a better use of it. In my observation, I have seen a lot of people having these feedbacks coming from the hearing aid, or it is not being used. One thing is that there is a slight stigma also about it. People are not happy to use that. So how we convey the use of it also matters. That is one point. Then the other thing is that the actual device that is used, sometimes it is like, see, it is also a complex device to use. Like every now and then, probably you have to keep changing the settings of it to avoid the feedback or the proper. Now, these things, we have to work hard on it, or maybe you have to go back to the audiologist to fix or get a new device or something. So what happens generally, the trend is that when people have these hearing issues, when they are not able to hear, then they will start becoming more aloof. Then they withdraw from the community or the social integration, or even in the family, they will start withdrawing that, okay, anyways, I'm not able to hear, why should I put the effort? So we, as the family and the caregiver, has to put a little bit of effort to see that, okay, they are part of the social integration, they are not having issues. And the main thing that, as a psychologist, what I feel or what I have observed is that how we convey the person to use the device. Because once they start seeing it or stigmatizing it, then they are definitely going to use it as, like, a negative thing, that, and they may avoid using it. So hearing loss is definitely one of the risk factors, but there are certain things. So see, these are all like management of the issues. This is not like, you go to a doctor and they're going to give you medicine to how to use it. This is that we have to put in that effort, or some ways that how this person will get comfortable using a device, or will get comfortable using, so that, and have a better quality of life. That means that they are more involved in the day-to-day activities. So yeah.
This is a very important thing, and it's just not to do with the hearing device. It could be diapers, it could be a lot of things that as you age, people need to use and which they are uncomfortable with. This may look like a very small thing, but it makes a lot of difference to people who are aging and who have dementia. Thank you so much for that. Now, this is from Yasmin Zohair. I have heard some type of dementia is hereditary. Please advise on what type of dementia is hereditary. Thanks, ma'am. The session was very helpful.
Thank you so much, Yasmin. Yeah, good to hear that. Now, genetic dementia is something, it can be any of the type of it. It is not like which type. See, strokes can also be genetic, which can lead to further stroke induced vascular dementia, or Alzheimer's is also genetic. Most of this, they have a genetic predisposition, but it is difficult to say which one. If you are so concerned about it, or if there is somebody in the family who is concerned about genetic predisposition, I think the best would be to go to go and get a genetic test done. One thing is that, see, there are preventive measures which will help. So it is basically, but then if there is a factor of genetic, predisposition, then in that case, what we recommend is to go for a genetic testing so that you understand what are the possibilities of somebody getting dementia. It is not like which type will get. All of these types, like Alzheimer's, frontotemporal, vascular, Parkinson, they can have a genetic thing. So not like one particular kind of dementia. So if there is something, I think if you are so much concerned, and if you can go for a genetic testing, I think it's available across a lot of cities. You can try that.
In Hyderabad, where do we get this genetic testing done?
Apollo Hospital is doing it, and that is one that I know. There are some other places also, but I can look into it and let you know. One I'm sure that Apollo Hospital has. When I explored about dementia, I think 10 years back something, I realized that not much people are interested, and it needs a lot of patience. Probably I think I do have that patience to work in it.